Hey guys, hope everyone is doing well. So in this video, I'll explain about how to protect a server. Okay, first what is meant by server? Server, it will provide services to other machines. So that machines we can call clients. Okay, for example, ATM server, or maybe we can say net banking server, or maybe Google server, or maybe so Facebook server and so on. So if you want to protect any server, okay, so what exactly we have to do and how to protect a server? It depends on security best practices, and we have to think about different perspectives. We have to think about infrastructure side, we have to think about netpoint side, we have to think about network side, and we have to think about cloud side. It depends. If you are thinking about these are all the perspectives, then only you should aware of how to protect a server. So there are different types of servers, and very popular servers are Microsoft, and also Unix flavors of the servers like Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So next CentOS, next one SUSE, Feroda, Ubuntu, so Docker, container, all these will fall under Unix. So if you want to protect these servers, so as I mentioned, we have to think about different angles of the security technologies. Okay. So first point, if you want to protect any server, whenever we are purchasing any server, so vendor will provide default passwords. So immediately we have to change the default password. So first point is default password we should not use. Second point is strong passwords or complex passwords we have to implement. Whatever accounts we are creating, that may be admin or user or service or scheduled task accounts. So under the strong password policies, uppercase, lowercase, minimum to maximum length, 12 to 16 characters, and also consecutive password should not use. And the account lockout policy we have to implement. So nothing but maximum threshold basically. So next one is password rotation. All those will fall under the strong passwords and complex passwords. Third point, so encrypting of the server. Whatever server we are doing, okay, so that server we have to encrypt. It is useful for physical theft or physical damage. Fourth point is a disk encryption. Whatever disks we are attaching, each and every disk, we have to make sure that we have to provide password or key. So that is fourth point. Fifth point is hardening benchmark we have to implement. A very popular hardening benchmark are Center for Internet Security, that is CIS, and also Department of Defense stick compliances. So these two different types of compliance hardening benchmark we have to implement under this one once again level 1 and level 2 controls. So these hardening benchmark will be implemented by respect to server team. These are all initial security configurations or implementations. So that is our fifth point. Next one is vulnerability management or assessment. So every server has a lot of libraries or packages. These libraries or packages are not in a constant in nature. So it is like a dynamic in nature. So a couple of libraries and packages examples are OpenJDK, Oracle Java, so ASP.NET Framework, and also Apache or Tomcat, or we have Node.js versions, kernel versions, OS versions, OpenSSH versions, SSLTLS versions. All those will fall in libraries and packages. These packages, outdated version, we should not use. Okay. So all those will fall under vulnerability management and vulnerability assessment. Regularly, we have to do the patch updates. Okay. So there are two different patch updates. One is security patch updates. Second one is normal patch updates. So whatever vulnerability management is referring the security patch updates. Okay. So that is about sixth point. Seventh point is whatever logs are generating, all those logs, we have to integrate it to our SIM tool. There are different types of logs will be generated by server. One is security or audit logs. Second one is system related logs. Third one is configuration related logs. In case if you are installing the EDR or DLP agents or file integrity monitoring, those logs as well. Okay. So even application logs also, all those will fall under the server logs. So these server logs we have to integrate. So that is about 7th point. Next point is, so whatever endpoint security solutions we do have, EDR or antivirus, DLP, file integrity monitoring, HIDS, HAPS, we have to install the agent in the server, and whenever any abnormal or malicious or suspicious activity will happen, these agent will block that particular activity. Okay. So if we are implementing these things, we can reduce the attack vector and attack complexity and finally risk of the respective server compromises. And dedicated to Linux servers or Unix servers, we have one more configuration also implement, that is called IP tables. This concept is applicable dedicated to Unix servers only. IP tables. IP tables are nothing but, so once SSL offloading is completed in the load balancer or firewall, backend is completely without TLS or SSL versions, we will send the traffic. But node to node communication also, it must be TLS based communication. And even traffic in between the trust zone, so where the servers are deployed, so only we have to allow the traffic of the private IPs traffic only, public IPs traffic we have to block. IP tables will explain that one only basically. So allowing of the traffic and blocking of the traffic and how the traffic should be routed in between these node to node or server to server communication. So if we're implementing all these features in the server side, we can reduce the attack vector and attack complexity and risk of the respective server. 100% we cannot eliminate the risk, but we can reduce the risk. Okay, so this is the way how we can protect the server. So I'm repeating once again whatever we discussed as a summary. So default password we should not use. Strong password and complex passwords we have to implement. Third point is vulnerability assessment and vulnerability management and patch updates we have to do. Fourth point is, so we have to implement encryption. We have to implement disk encryption as a fifth point. And sixth point is, so CS hardening benchmark we have to implement. And seventh point is, so EDR agent, DLP agent, file integrity agent we have to implement. And eighth point is, whatever logs are generating, all these logs we have to integrate it to SIM tool. Okay, so if last point is disk encryption. So if we are doing all this, finally we can save our server and we can reduce the risk to our server. That's all guys. Thank you so very much. And thanks for watching the video.